Have you ever closed your eyes, tried to listen to your heart way deep inside, really every worm touching your soul? And suddenly you realize life is like a river, sadness and happiness come side by side. All the colors you bring into my life. Tak pernah kukira cinta membawa sejuta warna. Make me walk through life like a gentle stream. Kau sangat mengerti, sangat berarti dalam hidupku. Yeah.
Good morning and welcome to Jakarta. Finally, we have a workshop in Share with almost only students. They are committed to, of course, their own career path, but also to building their country and building an ASEAN community.
Being able to experience student mobility gives you a chance to be adaptable to a variety of situations, and according to LinkedIn's 2019 Global Trend Report, adaptability is a top 5 soft skills that is wanted by recruiters. So by going through a mobility, it gives you the chance to be adaptable, to be open to places when even you are not comfortable in.
As alumni of the SHARE program, I think as young professionals, we are more aware of what each country does and contributes towards a greater ASEAN region. That's why I think as a young professional, we know how to cooperate and how to capitalize on each country's strengths in order to make a greater ASEAN economic zone.
wish ASEAN a happy birthday. Happy 52nd ASEAN Day.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Live Webinar Share. My name is Liviani Putri. I'm an Erasmus Plus alumni, studied in Westfälische Hochschule in Germany in 2017. I will be the moderator of today's event. And in this heartwarming event, I would like to welcome His Excellency Ambassador Igor Drismans of the European Mission to ASEAN, Nguyen Thi Sava, the Chair Awardee Batch 5 from Vietnam, also Fernando Share Awardee Batch 2 from Indonesia, and Ms. Destriani Nugroho, Program Manager of European Union Delegation to Indonesia and Brunei Darussalam. So because we will have a quiz at the end of the session, so please go to www.kahoot.it and enter the game pin on the screen down below. You will see it on your screen. Please use your Instagram or Twitter account as a username in Kahoot. And as I mentioned before, the quiz will be played at the end of the session. And for those who are lucky and who can answer it fast and right will receive the EU merchandise. And don't forget to follow us our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook page at EU in ASEAN. For some of you who might be curious about Share Scholarship, it is the European Union's support to higher education in ASEAN region. It facilitates students' mobility through scholarship and is underpinned by the unique European experience on building higher education cooperation on the regional level. ASEAN and EU have jointly designed the SHARE program to support the region's ambitions to build ASEAN Higher Education Area since 2015. Before we start the live interview, let's hear the opening remarks from His Excellency Ambassador Igor Drismans of the European Union Mission to ASEAN.
Good morning, students, youngsters, lecturers, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the webinar of the EU Support to Higher Education in ASEAN Region program, or EU Share, organized by the EU delegation in Singapore. I'm happy to greet all of you virtually from Jakarta, Indonesia. During this short webinar, we will present you the opportunities for Intra-ASEAN scholarships offered by EU Share and funded by the European Union. I myself am an Erasmus alumni. My first master's year I spent not in my home University of Ghent, but in Paris at the Sorbonne. It taught me not just the French language, but another way of learning, researching, and obviously different social and even cultural skills. I'm not the only one who benefited from the Erasmus program. More than 4 million students and scholars took part in the exchange program between 2014 and 2020. Obviously, the exchanges are only the top of the iceberg. The EU launched a more fundamental integration process, the so-called Bologna process, which harmonized higher education institutions in the EU, allowing for mutual recognition of diplomas or joint degrees within the Union. It's precisely this experience that we put at the disposal of ASEAN through the SHARE program, launched in 2015. With this program, the EU supports ASEAN in building a stronger and more effective regional higher education area, strengthening people-to-people connectivity and contributing to the evolving ASEAN community. Dear ASEAN students and scholars, I'm happy to announce today that the EU has committed to extend the EU Share, EU's program in support of higher education in ASEAN, for 2 more years until 2022, with additional funding, now totaling 15 million euro. Through the program, we hope to see many, many more of you, students and scholars, leave your home university to study for 1 year or more in another ASEAN university. The next batch of at least 150 students will start in the middle of 2021, and the following batch will start at the end of 2021. Beyond the exchange program, the EU will support ASEAN in developing scholarships with a single brand name, a name determined by our ASEAN colleagues. I do hope this ASEAN scholarship will be successful, and I'm also proud that ASEAN took some inspiration from Europe's own Erasmus program in doing so. With this new funding, the EU will continue to enhance the quality competitiveness and internationalization of ASEAN higher education institutions. Now, I'm pleased to welcome two share awardees to the webinar today, Ms. Nguyen Tissava from Vietnam and Fernando from Indonesia, who will share with you their views, their insights of studying and living in another ASEAN country. I hope their stories will inspire you to take the journey and study in another ASEAN country. I also welcome the presence of Viviani Putri, an Erasmus alumni, who will serve as the moderator of the webinar today. I wish you all the very best for your future plans. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Igor, for such a warm and thoughtful remarks. Now I would like to invite Nguyen De Sava, the share awardee from Vietnam. And Sava, or no, she like to be called, she graduated from Ho Chi Minh City University of Technology and Education. She spent one semester at University Malaysia Sabah, and currently she is the English teacher in Ho Chi Minh City. Hi, Sava.
Good morning.
Good morning, and how are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Great. And let's jump to the first question. Speaking about studying abroad, what do you like the most about studying and living in Malaysia? Is it the people, the food, the landmarks, the curriculum, and many
Okay.
more? What else?
Oh yeah, I think like there are so many regions which make my mobility in Malaysia an amazing experience. But I think the most significant thing is the people because I have so many friends who are amazing, and then my lecturers, they are really devoted. They are really helpful. They help me a lot during my the time that I stay there, and also my housemate. And then like I went out a lot, and then I meet a lot of local people. So also have a very good relationship with even the neighbors in that place. So I think it's the people that make me like feel really miss Malaysia. And yeah.
That sounds amazing about that. And actually, I also interested with your statement that was published in the EU ASEAN Blue Book. You said that share has taught me the importance of the ASEAN community and that we have one identity as ASEAN citizens. Could you please clarify further your views about this?
Oh yes, of course. I think the definition of ASEAN community, like it have never came to my mind until I attended the two workshops, which is organized by Share. One is in Ho Chi Minh City, and the other was in Jakarta, Indonesia. And at that place we sit together. I mean, like young people from ASEAN countries, we sit together to come up with solutions for a few problems that we our country in this region we are tackling with that problem. And then like when we sit together, I think like we can really connect to each other. We can support each other because each nation has their own strengths and weaknesses. But I do know that we can like connect, and then we can learn to improve, to go further. And that's why I think of the ASEAN community. But as our region, we were under colonialism for a long time. So I think we not like as developed as Western countries. However, we have a great potential to develop more. I mean, we have young workforce, we have a great diversity and a lot of other things. So what we need to do is just like we should go and learn, study. And I think with the support from European Union, so I think it's a great chance for us, for young people, to do that, to contribute for our nations.
Actually, it is an interesting insight since actually we are tend to walking alone, but instead that you told me that we are actually can work together as part of a community in ASEAN. Like it's something that I rarely thought about it before, and this is for me it's something new. So you mentioned that we have a lot of potential, that it is good if we are coming together, like supporting each other, because uh, we have each other's strengths and also weaknesses, and also we share the same history as well. So thank you. It is such a really great insight, and thank you very much. And we will talk more about the scholarship and also your experience later in the question and answers session. So thank you, Safa. And now I would like to invite the awardee from Indonesia, for Fernando. Hi, Fernando.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How about yourself?
Great. So Fernando is a holder of Bachelor in Aquaculture Technology and Management from Bogor Agricultural University. He spent a semester at Vietnam National University of Science, and currently he is a master's student at James Cook University in Australia. So the same question like I asked to Zava, what do you like the most about studying and living in Vietnam? Is it the people, the food, the landmark, the curriculum? What is it?
All of them, all of them. During my exchange program, I found that it was really easy to make friends with local students and other international students as well. I also found that the lecturers were really affectionate in teaching. They really took care of international students because I think also not many of us. The lecturer also brought us to many wonderful places like Halong Bay, or invited us over to their home to cook a traditional Vietnamese food. I also had chance to do a field trip for a few days in one of their national park in northern Vietnam. Outside the uni, I spent most of the time with my new classmates, traveling around, enjoying good food, and also museums. We all know that northern Vietnam is a wonderful region, and this shared scholarship, provide me with enough stipend to live a decent student life in Hanoi. I also have chance to make connection with other international students in the dorm, especially students from Laos, Myanmar, and Indonesia. And we still communicate to each other until now.
So you have like the whole package of experience, right? It seems
Yeah.
that something that we are actually like rarely experience. I mean, like when it comes to studying abroad, like most of us maybe spending to the Western country, but actually spending in the region, especially in the ASEAN region, is also same interesting and also the same fun, like going to other countries.
Yes.
And the next question is, upon graduated from Bogor Agricultural University, we understand that you work in Myanmar. Could you share with us the tips on how to search for job opportunities in other ASEAN countries?
Yes. So right after my graduation, I worked as a paid research intern and later as research assistant in an international NGO for aquaculture research based in Yangon, Myanmar, before coming here to pursue my master degree. My top two tips are: prepare your application early. I knew at the time that I will need a job after my graduation. So before the graduation, I started to look for a job and send my application to several companies. Secondly, dare to send your application. There is always a chance to get accepted if you send your application. Otherwise, the chance is always zero if you don't send your application. So in relation to this scholarship, before my exchange program, I knew nothing or not much about other ASEAN countries. This scholarship opened my horizon, and I realized that job opportunity do not only exist in Indonesia, my own country. This scholarship made me dare to apply and more comfortable to apply for that entry position in Myanmar, because I know I have friends over there.
So from what I get from your statement is we actually have a lot of chances to work to work in the other ASEAN country, which is something that actually accessible from all of us unless
Yes.
we are trying. Like it's important for us to keep trying and never stop to learn and expand your experience. Thank you,
Yeah.
Fernando, for sharing the insight and also the tips. It's really helpful. Thank you, and we will talk again later at the Q&A session. And now I would like to invite Ms. Destriani Nugroho, the Program Manager of European Union Delegation to Indonesia and Brunei Darussalam, to give presentation about Share Scholarship. Hi, Ibu Destriani.
Hello, good morning, Balifi. How are you?
I'm great, Ibu. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning in this early morning. Good morning, student, youth, lecturers, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Destriani. I'm working for the EU delegation in Jakarta, Indonesia. So first of all, thank you so much for the EU delegation in Singapore for organizing this event. I think this is an excellent event. This is an opportunity for us to introduce to all participants today about the EU support program. So this morning we will explain about the SHARE program. SHARE stands for EU Support to Higher Education in ASEAN Region. If participants is aware that the EU is not only supporting the intra-ASEAN scholarships, but the EU is also providing scholarships for Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree and also international credit mobility. But today we will not explain about the Erasmus scholarships. We'll find another time to share with you about the postgraduate information, the full scholarship provided by the EU. And one example is the Liviani Putri is one of the alumni of the Erasmus Plus. And then we will find another time to explain much more detail about the Erasmus scholarships. So we have just heard about the experience of Fernando and Nguyanti Safa, which are very inspiring. They are the alumni of the SHARE program. So let me explain a little bit about what SHARE program is. At the beginning, Ambassador Ego Drismas has explained that the SHARE program has been received an extension. So this program will be extended until December 2022 with a total funding of 15 million euro. So if you ask who is implementing this program, it is actually implemented by a consortium of European education agencies. It is British Council, DAAD, and then DAAD from Germany, and NOFIC from the Netherlands. If we go to the next slide, we will see what are actually the SHARE program. So the SHARE program have three objectives. The first one is to support ASEAN in organizing policy dialogue. This is related to strategic issues of harmonization of ASEAN higher education. For example, then during the policy dialogue, we discuss about enhancing internationalization of ASEAN, the future of ASEAN higher education, and then the student roles in higher education. In all these policy dialogues, they are representative from ASEAN, they were representative from European higher education. And then on the second objective of the SHARE program is that the EU supporting ASEAN in strengthening the ASEAN qualification reference framework and then the ASEAN regional quality assurance. Both of these frameworks are very important in supporting student mobility. And therefore, the third objective of the SHARE program is providing the scholarships for ASEAN students, for intra-ASEAN scholarships. And these intra-ASEAN students scholarships implemented through ASEAN credit transfer system. So perhaps you wonder how to apply for these scholarships. If we go to the next slide, you will see the eligibility. Who can apply for the intra-ASEAN scholarship under the SHARE program? So basically, national of ASEAN member states, all students in their bachelor degree at the moment can apply for this scholarship on the exception with students from Singapore and Brunei Darussalam. Given the nature of the grant from the EU to ASEAN, this is only directed for developing countries, and therefore industrial countries like Singapore and Brunei Darussalam, their students can participate in the SHARE scholarships, but using their own government scholarship or the scholarship from the universities. And second part is that the category of student is undergraduate student from ASEAN participating university. So at the moment, because this is still a pilot stage, not all university in ASEAN can participate in the SHARE program, and it has been determined 32 universities that is part of the SHARE program. And the third one, the most important one, is that the student have completed at least 2 semesters at home university. So those in their third, fourth, and so on semester can apply for the scholarships. So if we go to the next slide, we will see how is the application process. Everything is done through a platform called the ASEAN Credit Transfer System. So the students will have to inform their home university where they are studying at the moment to receive, to apply and to receive endorsement from their home university. And then second part is that in the platform, they can select which university that they would like to go to. So then they will have to apply to the host university, the university of destination. And the third one, if the university of the destination, host university, accept their application, then they will give the letter of acceptance to the applicants. And then the fourth stage, after receiving the letter of acceptance, the student then will apply for the shared scholarships. And then on the fifth part, there are a team of experts who will select the awardees who will be entitled for the shared scholarships. And then the last one, the shared scholarship is awarded just like Fernando and Nuyanti Safa, who received the scholarships. And up to now, there are 489 students who have received shared scholarships to study in another ASEAN countries. If we go to the next slide, you will see the list of ASEAN universities who are participating in the share program. In this extension period until 2022, this list will be expanded. On this page, you will see the universities in Cambodia, in Indonesia, in Laos, in Malaysia, who are participating in the share program. And on the next slide, you will see the university in Myanmar, Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam. At the moment, the share program is discussing with authorities in Singapore and Brunei Darussalam if their student would like to participate in this program, also using their own funding. So let's see on the next slide. You will see how much is the scholarship, what are the coverage basically. So the share program is providing full scholarships to their awardees. They provide the living allowance, return airfare from your home to the destination and back to your home, and then the health insurance, and then settling and allowance, including the study materials and visa costs. For the tuition fee, it is actually free because it is waived by the host universities. So that's it, the information from my side. Thank you very much. Back to you, Liviani. If anyone has any questions, they can type in the chat box. Thank you, and talk to you later. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibu Desriani. And from my question, I would like to ask you, what are the common mistakes or weaknesses in shared scholarship applications?
What I can share is that first, applicants will have to really pay attention on the deadline. And also with this deadline, they will have to count the requirements that they have to fulfill to make a good curriculum vitae, to make a good letter of application, and then the recommendation. Sometimes it sounds like an easy part to prepare, but it takes time. So pay attention to this requirement and the deadline. And also, I would also suggest that you make a good curriculum vitae. With this good curriculum vitae, then you reflect what are your activities in the university, what are your achievements so far, what are your interests, and then it will reflect the personality of you, not only based on the score that perhaps the lecturer will see when they evaluate. And your motivation letter, your application letter will also reflect who you are. So for example, that you would like to study in a certain university, then you must explain perhaps in your letter of application, why would you like to study in that university, and then what would you like to gain from studying in that university. At the end of studying, what will be the benefit for you and for your community, and as a result of that study. But I guess I also would like to ask Fernando and Tisapa if they would like to share perhaps their experience hearing from other colleagues. What are the basic mistakes that applicants usually make? Thank you. Back to you, Livi.
Thank you, Ibu Desriani. And now we are arrived at the Q&A session. So please, if you have any questions regarding to the scholarships or the experience that the awardees had, please feel free to write down on the chat box below. Let's see who's coming with the questions. Yeah, and before we are waiting for the questions to be arrived, I think wrapping up from what Ibu Destriani already mentioned about the common mistakes and also the weaknesses that most of the applicants had is actually to pay attention with what with the deadlines, and also have to make sure that what do you want to gain from this program. Like you have to make sure that you are you want to gain something, you want to learn something new from this experience. And I would like to invite Fernando and also Sava to join me on the question and Q&A session. I mean, yeah. Before we wait from more questions going on, I would like to ask the both of you, what are the benefits of studying and living abroad to your self-development? Who's going to answer first?
Would you like to go first, Fernando?
Sava, you can answer first.
Okay. Okay, so I think like the scholarship like brings me so many benefits that I have never thought of before. So the first thing is I think the network. I started to know so many people who are great, like my friends, the professor, my lecturers at the school, and also teachers at my university, because I've started to look for some support from them. And yeah, and I think I have so many experiences there and a lot of chance to travel around. And I've know that like Malaysia is a really beautiful country. Like, yeah, it's such an amazing place with great people. I also joined a festival of Kadazan Dusun people, which is a great experience ever. And there's a lesson that for I think it's also affects my career in the future. I've joined a volunteer activity, which is a marathon race. And after course, students need to organize an activity for the community. I mean, like it has so many aims. Like at first, it raised the health for the citizens, the local citizens, and then besides, students have chance to apply what they already learned from the course into reality. They need to solve the problem. They need to deal with the participants, the sponsor, and especially all the benefits will be transmitted to the orphanage. And then, yeah, they can use the money for the children who are like the disadvantaged people. And I think that's an amazing thing, and I can learn from that. And I think after the scholarship, I become more confident about the value of myself. Yeah, I know that I can do everything as long as I put all my heart in doing that kind of thing. And yeah, I also think that adaptability is another great thing that we can earn from this scholarship. When I apply for my job, I can really adapt quickly to the working environment. So there's a lot more that I think like I cannot mention all of them here.
So it seems like it's a life-changing experience for you, right?
Yeah.
And how about you, Fernando? What do you get?
Yeah,
So
similar to Sarah, the scholarship brought many joys and happiness to my life, but also like at the same time gave challenges. Like when I first arrived, I cannot read any Vietnamese, and then rarely, like barely people there speak English. And then, yeah, I think now I can adapt and thrive in many situations that is unfavorable for me. Yeah.
So what? So the so you both of you like sharing the same values that you bring until now is adaptability, so you can like fastly adjust in many environment, maybe facing the obstacles, the uncertainties, like you've already experienced that before. Thank you. And how we got a questions from Nanda Khairunisa. This is the questions for Ibu Desriani. I would like to invite Ibu Desriani also to join in this session. So she asked about shared scholarship were aimed for undergraduate students. Is there any scholarship available for postgraduate students? All right, I would like to invite Ibu Desriani to join.
Okay. There is a question. Thank you for the question. Is there any scholarship for postgraduate student? Actually, with the share scholarships, it is intended as a pilot stage. On the previous or the current phase, it is only intended for bachelor degree. But during the extension in the 2021 and then 2022, we are exploring to provide also scholarship exchange student mobility for master's degree. And we will have to discuss this with our stakeholders in ASEAN, including the ASEAN Secretariat, in order to identify the university who are ready to do the exchange for the master's degree. So not only they're providing scholarship for the bachelor degree, but also master degrees. But other than intra-ASEAN scholarships under the SHARE program, if you're interested for another EU support scholarships, you can go to the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree, which we'll be able to find another time maybe to explain to you in great detail. Thank you, Livi. Back to you.
Thank you, Ibu Desriani. And again, questions to both of you. I would like to ask, how's your social experience like? How you make friends there, and could you share your tips on how to make new friends in a new environment during your experience? Maybe Fernando can share it first.
So I think just say hi and how are you? It will like be there, like be brave to say that to new people. And maybe other people also want to make friends with us, but they don't dare to say it. So yeah, these two words you don't know where these two words can bring you to. And the second one, my tips is you can make your circle big, but always make your inner circle small. These people in your inner circle are the one who will like reliable at the future. Yeah.
And how about you, Sawa?
Most of my friends told me that I'm an easygoing person, so I think it's quite easy for me to make new friends. When I went to Malaysia, and usually I ask like what's their name, like what's your name, and what's your faculty. I mean, like we should show our how can I say, we really want to make friends with them. We should show them our positivity. Yeah, I mean, like there's no one gonna deny a person who is really excited to know about new things, to make friends with them. Yeah, I think so. Just like use really simple questions, but we should truly care about them. Like we should ask about them at first, and then like we get attention, and we're gonna go with the flow.
So both of you agree that it has to be. I mean, like if like we have to start it first, like trying to say hi, and maybe like having like small chit chats first, because we'll never know. Maybe they want to know about us, but they are too shy to approach. So that's interesting. That's a really good insight. And we're still waiting for more questions. Please put your question down in the comments on the chat box below. If it doesn't, we will move to the quiz time, which is I will set maybe 1 or 2 minutes later. So we are still waiting for more questions from you about the scholarship, and also maybe about the experience that coming from the awardees and also the alumni. And yeah, and maybe other questions for both of you. What makes you want to apply for the scholarships? I think I forgot to ask you about it.
Should I go first?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the first reason is just like there's a shared birthday from batch two. She's from OE, Indonesia. She studied in my home university. And then like I started to make friends with her. I started a conversation with her and then we got really close to each other. We like sister now. And she encouraged me a lot. She told me that like I should really apply for the scholarship because I'll gain a lot of things from this scholarship. So just go for it. And then like I also want to experience new things because like we are young people and a lot of opportunities are open for us. So what we should do is just like apply for this one and let's go and enjoy and then learn from everyone.
Amazing. And how about you, Fernando?
Yes. I don't want to live inside my own bubble eternally. I always know that there is so much more to learn and explore out there. And this burning soul in my young age is too precious to be wasted. And I knew that joining this exchange program will expand my horizon. And I have confirmed that I was right.
Yeah, so according to these speakers, I would like to agree that when you're still young and you still have a lot of time, please try expand your horizons, expand your opportunities, and go for it. Don't think twice. And all right, we are going to the quiz session. So I already mentioned before, or for those of you who already joined this session, we are having a quiz at Kahoot, the www.kahoot.it or it. And please enter the game pin. The game pin is 322537. So if you are lucky, you will get the special EU merchandise sent to your home. So I'm waiting for the players. Again, please don't forget to follow us on Instagram at EU in ASEAN. We get one player. Please use your Instagram or Twitter account as a username in Kahoot. And still waiting for more participants. Nice. Okay, still going on. Okay, please go directly to www.kahoot.it and enter the game pin 322537 and please mention your Instagram or username account as the name player on this quiz session. Still waiting for more participants. Okay, we got 7 players so far. Please come and join. Will be fun. Okay, we are closing at 10 players. Still waiting for 2 more players to join. All right. Okay, let's begin the quiz. We got 10 players so far. How many EU member states are there for the first question? Is it 12, 26, 27, or 28? Okay. 4 people answers the questions. Decisions. The right answer is 27. 4 people answer it correct. Sorry. Next to the second question. What is the European motto? United in diversity, liberty, equality, and fraternity, unity, justice, and freedom, or peace and prosperity? The correct answer is united in diversity. Wow. Tony Aribibo leading the game. Third questions. What is the name of the anthem of Europe? The Star Spangled Banner, All of Us for Our Country, for our flag and glory, Hymn to Freedom, or Ode to Joy? The correct answer is Ode to Joy. Wow, Amanda Rose leading the game, followed by Fa and Bruce Swalovski. Fourth questions. How many citizens are there in the European Union? 65 million, 257 million, 446 million, or 516 million? Quite tough question, actually. The correct answer is 446 million citizens. Okay, tough round. 3 players lost their answer streak of 3. Oh. Question number 5. When is the Europe Day celebrated every year? Is it 9 August, 9 September, 9 May, or 9 April? When is the Europe Day celebrated every year? The correct answer is 9 May. All right, Amanda Rose leading the game. And question number 6, how many ASEAN member states are there? Is that 7, 9, 10, or 11? How many ASEAN member states are there? The correct answer is 10. Wow. What is the name of the official anthem of ASEAN? The ASEAN Way, Together for ASEAN, The Way of ASEAN, or Hymn of ASEAN? What is the name of official anthem of ASEAN? The correct answer is the ASEAN Way. Such an unpredictable quiz because the winner is keep changing all the time. 8th question. How many ASEAN students has been awarded Share Intra-ASEAN scholarships so far? I think Ibu Desrani already mentioned before. The correct answer is 489. Okay, the ninth question. How many participating ASEAN universities are there in the SHARE program at the moment? Is that 22, 32, 42, or 52? How many participating ASEAN universities are there in the SHARE program at the moment? And the correct answer is 32. Wow. And last question. The EU is ASEAN largest trading partner, the first, second, third, or fourth? The EU is ASEAN's largest trading partner, first, second, third, or fourth? And the correct answer is second. So we will see who's the winner for the quiz European Union and ASEAN. The third place goes to Bruce Swalowski, the second to Amanda Rose, and the first place, congratulations to www.fa. So congratulations. Don't forget to for those of you who are the winner for this quiz, don't forget to screenshot the screen and inform the committee via email to eu-asean@landels-mails.com. Attention to Miss Alida for verification purpose. And our team will follow up on your email to send the prizes to you. So don't forget. All right, and actually we received 2 more questions, so I will again invite Sava and Fernando to join as well, and also Ibu Destriani. Sorry, I think for Sava and Fernando, yeah, only both of them. And we have a questions on how to build networking. Do you guys have any tips about that? I would like to invite also Fernando to join. Yes. The question is how to build networking. Do you have any tips about that?
I think for my personal experience, I build networking in my professional life. I usually use LinkedIn because you can go there, you search what do you want to be. For example, I want to be an aquaculture technopreneur. I search aquaculture and then I can see what other people have done and then I can follow their path. And you can make also always that connection to them.
Interesting. True. So from you, it's from LinkedIn. And how about you, Safa?
Actually, I think I do kind of some different way. Like in school, when I started to go there, and in the class, I've asked for, like we have connection with our lecturers and our friends already. So I think like we can really keep in touch with them using like social networks, and then I think it's a good way. And there are some professors or doctors that I still keep in touch with them. So I think we don't really focus on the numbers of how many people we have relationships with, but I think we should nurture the relationship. We should really like be honest. We should like really care, we really respect them, and I think it's a very good way to keep our networking stable.
So from you, it's more like, I won't say manual, but like through like the real connection with lecturer friends and through maybe some university events when you meet several interesting speakers. So we gain 2 sides from digital side, which is the professional platform, which is LinkedIn, and also through your daily connection in the university with your lecturer, your friends, and also through participating in events. Interesting. Yeah. So thank you very much. And we are actually, sorry? Do you want to
One
add
of them, of
something?
course, one of them, of course, joining this scholarship. I
True.
highly recommend.
True. So listen to Fernando. He highly recommend this scholarship for you to join. So thank you very much to both of you. And as the session already reached to the end, I would like to say thank you for our speakers, His Excellency Ambassador Igor Drismans of the European Union Mission to ASEAN, as well to Nguyen Thi Sava, the chair awardee from Vietnam, and also Fernando, chair awardee from Indonesia, and Ms. Destriani Nugroho, the program manager of European Union delegation in Indonesia and Brunei Darussalam. And also to all of you, all of the participants who attend this morning live webinar, maybe early morning for some of you. It's very interesting to see the discussions, the excitements during the sessions. I hope it will inspire you to join the scholarship. And before we left this room, please fill the feedback link that already been shared in the chat room or maybe on the screen down below. And again, I won't stop to remind you to follow our Instagram account at EU in ASEAN. And once again, on behalf of the team, EU Mission to ASEAN, European Delegation in Singapore, also in Indonesia and Brunei Darussalam, I would like to share my deepest gratitude on your participation in today's event. So stay safe, stay healthy, and see you on the other events. Bye.